just going to do. So to enrich these conversations, we ask experts in the form of, to provide insight in the form of like question and answers, presentation, storytelling, panelists. Every week is a little bit different. I think this week will be kind of a combination of all of that, which is really fun and great. I'd like to hear from everyone, and if I did my outreach right, you won't hear from me too much because I don't know anything about golf, but I might have a lot of questions for all of you. So I'm just really eager to learn and hear from everyone. If you have questions, ask them. Be ready to share your experiences, discover new possibilities. That's what this is all about. As we go around and do introductions, please jump in to answer questions or comments that people bring up. You can jump right in, you can raise your hand, write questions in the chat. I'll be monitoring that, so whatever's easiest for you. We want to keep this, again, very conversational, open discussion. There's no such thing as a dumb or stupid question. And as a reminder, when you decide to share and show up unapologetically and authentically, you always encourage others to do the same, which allows for a more meaningful, productive, and insightful conversation. So lastly, before we get started, I'm going to put the Active Project golf page in the chat for all of you to check out. The Active Project is the Kelly Brush Foundation's digital resource library for all things adaptive sports and recreation. You can discover sports on there, find places to try them, connect with peers. We have informational videos on dozens of sports. We have hundreds of organizations and their events, forums, messaging, equipment class fields, and lots more. So it is a work in progress. We're trying to make it as comprehensible as possible. So please feel free to also email us with any thoughts on how we can make the Active Project a better resource. So I'll put those things in the chat. And then with that, I'm going to pass it off to some of the individuals that I highlighted in the email that you guys all probably received from me, or maybe you saw them on social. We have two very experienced Paragolfers, Jake and Ryan, and I know a lot of other experienced golfers here as well. So again, I want to hear from everyone. And we also have Anthony Netto here, the inventor of the Verticat mobility golf rider. So that, Anthony, would you like to kick us off? Are you here yet? Maybe not. All right, I'm gonna pass it off to Ryan then. Ryan, would you like to start us off and give us a little intro? Maybe if you feel comfortable, how you got hurt, or like what injury level you are, and how you got into golfing, what other sports you do, your pitch, you know.
Absolutely. So my name is Ryan Strasnitsky. It's a bit of a mouthful, but people just call me Straz. I grew up here in Canada, in Calgary, which is like on the western side of Canada, if you're not aware. And I grew up playing hockey. And when I was about 18 years old, I was playing junior A hockey, and our team bus collided with a semi truck, unfortunately killing 16 people, but leaving 13 of us injured. And as a result of that, I had a T1 spinal cord injury, which left me paralyzed from the chest down. And throughout the recovery process, I knew sport was a big part of my life, and I knew I had to get involved. So one of the avenues that I first originally started taking to was sled hockey, and I made it all the way to the national program and tried out for the Paralympic team last September. And I go in for final cuts, and they're like, "Yeah, we just don't think you're going to play here." And I'm like, "All right, well, that sucks, but what else is out there?" So I decided to get involved with golf and basketball, rugby, skiing, going, like all of the above, right? Trying as many sports as I can to really emphasize that the meaning of when one door closes, another one opens truly gets accentuated. And I know for me, trying all these different sports has been eye-opening. And in the midst of that, I've created a bit of a social profiling on all these adaptive sports and allowing people to see these avenues and open doors. So I'm just grateful here to chat with everyone and answer any questions you guys might have. But I'm here to talk about golf today, but in the midst of everything, I'm just trying all these different sports, just have fun with it and see how far I can go.
Thanks, Ryan.
Can you hear me?
Anthony, hi. How are
I
you?
I could hear you guys, but I couldn't speak,
Oh, okay.
which is sometimes a good thing. Sorry about that.
That's
I
all right. We'll pass it off to you.
well, just very briefly, want to say thanks and once again, awesome work through Kelly Brush and her great group of guys and girls. And first of all, just correct, I'm a co-inventor of the Verticat, thanks to Tim Nicholson and the company Actors, who's a partner. And I actually, the Paragolfer was also a co-invention through Otto Bock and myself and a friend. And we've given 327 Paragolfers use to those who need it. There's a little correction there. Apart from that, you guys have been awesome. And I had a quick chat with Jake. Hi, Jake. Good to see the picture. We are definitely, our motto is, don't take it sitting down, literally and figuratively. That's one thing. And, in the Marine Corps or the Royal Marines, whatever you want to call them, we have a saying, improvise, adapt and improvise, basically adapt and overcome. And improvisation is basically, I think, in everybody that's sitting in front of this meeting today knows what I'm talking about in one way or another. And we're all snowflakes because you might have the same break, but everyone, some are more fortunate than others with the same break. And I think it's just sort of thinking out the box. And I really appreciate what you guys are putting together. And I'm here to help you guys. Stand Up and Play Foundation is just basically helping people stand again and open up projects and programs. And thanks to people with the innovation and technology. And yeah, everyone's welcome to swap out and see how we can help each other. That's what we do.
Awesome. I can hop in, I guess, too there, Diane. Good to see Anthony and Ryan as well. So kind of like Ryan, I grew up a hockey player. It's still a huge part of my life to this day. But in the spring, end of summer, excuse me, going into my senior year of high school, I was in a game and took an awkward clean hit by the defender, just two guys going full speed, which resulted in me breaking my T7 and 8 vertebrae and incomplete paralysis through the waist below. And my whole life, I was always into golf. My grandfather got me into it at a young age. And my brother, who's also here, we both grew up playing and loving the sport of golf, both locally and being blessed to go to other courses around Massachusetts and try different things. And it was just a big part of my identity was both hockey and golf. And so I wanted to keep that part of my life after my injury. And I'm still kind of newer in the paralysis world, even though it's only, 2.5 plus years. But actually I was introduced to the Paragolfer by Steve, who I think is on this call. And he had me out one day. I tried it out and we were fortunate enough to find one. And it's been game changing. Kind of like Ryan said, it's like I want to keep that competitive juice with my friends, and it's allowed me to do that. And like Anthony said too, like there with new Verticat and whatnot, there's no stopping. And that's one thing, kind of a motto that I've attached to my name by both myself and others around me, is like no quit. And it's not just like no quit in the aspect of my rehab. I've made sure that's no quit in like anything I do. Since it's certain things built my foundation before my injury, but now I do that. And golf's been a big part of that. It allows me to clear my mind and go out and still play and enjoy it with friends and still be competitive at something with friends. And there's a ton of sports like Ryan mentioned and Diane, I'm sure will mention, and I'm sure a bunch of you have played and still play. I know Max is on here too, and Max is a beast in multiple things. And that's one thing that I've noticed with this is like I still can stay competitive and enjoy it. So I'm open for any questions, and like I'm sure most of you, I'm an open book about my injury as well. So thanks for having me on, guys. And Diane, great job.
You muted.
Hey, Diane.
Thank you. Thanks for those intros, guys. It was great to hear from all of you. From here, I'd really like to just open the floor. I know, Steve, I've heard your name. If you'd like to give an introduction, Drew, Max, and then a lot of other friendly faces on here.
Go ahead, Max.
How you doing, guys? I'm Max Lyman. I'm from Boston as well. I was injured like 2.5 years ago. I suffered a fall and broke my T11, T12. But since that injury, I found adaptive sports and done a lot with the Kelly Brush Foundation. They've helped me out a lot. Skiing has been huge with me. I started ski racing and mountain biking a ton. I was fortunate enough to play golf with Steve, I think last year. So I've had a little bit of taste of golf. I grew up golfing, and it's a great sport, and excited to hear what everyone else has to say about it.
Jerry. Come on, Jerry. I know you're dying to talk.
Jerry Donovan.
I was just at a clinic. I invited the spinal cord inpatients to McGolf. It's just a driving range that tees the ball up. So we just had a bunch of vets, inpatients out there hitting balls. And I'll tell you, it just makes you feel so good. When you help others, you help yourself. And, eventually we'd like to get them out playing 3 holes, maybe 6 holes, things like that. So I probably got the oldest golf machine. I actually delivered a Paragolfer to Kelly Brush many years ago. So I've known Anthony for a long time, good friends with Steve. And I think that the more we get the word out, the more players we can have and the more tournaments. And I tell everybody, when I'm golfing, I'm outside, I'm with my friends, and I'm in a beautiful place. So, I've taught a couple of guys that have gotten a lot better than me. So, I was a hockey player also, and I've really worked on getting better. I've never felt better, Anthony, in the Paragolfer than I do this year. I'm not having any kind of problems. And that's what we all have to do, is we all have to find a way to get our ass up in that machine and get better.
Okay,
That's
Steve,
it
it's
for
your
me.
turn.
Who's that, Anthony?
Yeah, you're dying, I'm sure. Come on, Steve. Introduce
I
yourself.
don't know what to say. I think you guys know I'm the regional owner of a couple of Paragolfers, and you're all welcome to come out and try it. And if you have a tournament, a fundraiser, and you need a couple of carts, give me a call. I'll get them out to you. And it's the season. Hope you guys think about recreational golf and maybe some competitions in the future. Anthony would love to see a new golfer out there. I think last year somebody in a Paragolfer shot a 68. Anthony, was that right?
Well, it was the new Verticat, Max Togizala. He's out of Utah. Yeah, he's the new USGA Adapted Open champion. And I think in July now they're going to have a new the third USGA Adaptive Open in Tennessee. And he played out the new Verticat.
Oh,
Shot 2 under par in a USGA. It wasn't a Sunday game. It was a real tournament with a lot of pressure and a lot of people eyes on you, and that was made history. And it just shows you that adaptive golf is going to a completely different level. And even though it was a 5,000 yards, you've still got to put that ball in the hole and shoot under par. So yeah, congratulations, Max Togizala.
Max drives the ball about 250 yards consistently, doesn't he?
No. Max not. Max is around about maybe this year, hopefully a little bit more, but he was only averaging about 210, 220. And that was that's why adaptive golfers they're allowed to have a little shorter course.
So explain to everybody in golf, we have a handicap, so that levels the playing field, so no one gets nervous about getting into competition or just recreational golf, is that we can all play, and we give strokes, and if you're having a hard time, we'll pick the ball up and we'll move it closer to the green and chip on and we'll putt out.
Call the scramble. Yeah. It's not about, play the ball as it lies. It's about getting together with your buddies and friends, and they don't all have to be in wheelchairs.
You don't want to make the golf, people think it's hard to play. It's really easy to play if you just listen to your instructor and, right, Anthony?
Yes, Steve.
Who was your first champion in a Paragolfer?
Yeah, I think you did take you take that one, don't you? In America, that is for sure. That is for sure.
Okay, thank you for the credit. Anyway, I also, just so everybody knows, I make the golfing game easier by teeing up the ball with the Pro Tee-It Up ball retriever. I manufacture it. I invented it. It's pretty cool. It'll probably last forever because it don't have moving parts. Sold on eBay. If anybody's interested, or you can call me direct.
No, send us info. We'll put it on our webpage.
You're gonna put it on the webpage? That'd be great. Thank you, Anthony.
All helping aids.
Who else golfs?
Yeah,
Max golfs, Jerry. We got Ryan. I haven't met you, Ryan. Where are you from?
I'm from up in Canada, in Calgary, so it's right above Montana.
Yeah.
So by the way, we've just got a couple of verticats. One's on its way today, and we've got about 4 or 5 now in Canada. By the way,
Unreal.
That's great.
and that thing goes anyway. You got to be careful because when you get to that high, steep hill, you got to watch out how you handle it.
Yeah.
All right. Are you gonna give me one out in Scotland in October?
Right now, we're still staying to America.
Anthony.
We'll talk later, not now.
Okay.
Start saving.
Saving.
What would be the difference between a Verticat and a Paragolfer?
All right. The 15 or 20 years that I've put into and developed, the Paragolfer, I dream every night how I can make it better, and we literally did it with the new one. We've put in 48-volt motors that literally gets us anywhere on any golf course, up any hill. Then we've also put in lithium batteries, which makes it a lot more friendly because battery management has always been a problem. And unfortunately, the heart of any electrical machine is the battery. And that was always a problem. And the Paragolfers, they did give us a headache, especially when people didn't do proper battery management. So we've made it a lot stronger. We've made it a lot more powerful. It's got more ground clearance, and it adjusts within literally 50 seconds. I can put a 3-foot person in it to a 6'4" person. And that's very important when you're doing clinics, or on a golf course. You don't want to have some specialist and a whole bunch of tools to adjust it. And this is very easy with the new one. Basically, I dreamt about it. I spoke to my team of Tim Nicholson and team, and they did an awesome job with the wasn't cheap, but an awesome job to do what I wanted, and they really did go over and beyond to make it what we need. And I don't think there's going to be anything like, unless it's going to fly and swim, then we'll look into that. But yeah, for those people who've had the opportunity, it's just two different. It's definitely an 100% improvement of the Paragolfer, and it's basically what people need: safety. Obviously there's a way of driving it, and it tends to, like the Paragolfer, always keep you upright as long as you're not going too fast. Oh, it's a lot faster as well. So you got to be careful in the hills with the speed. But generally speaking, when you want to keep up with your buddies on the normal golf carts, I play 90%, 99% of the time. When I do play, I'll play with walkers. They have the golf carts, and I'm actually keeping up with them, and that was very important.
Well, there's a lot of Paragolfers, and I hope to see a lot more Verticats out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Paragolfer is not built anymore, Otterbach, and the parts are literally almost extinct. That's my big problem right now.
I hope that the Verticat takes over the market. That would be.
And it's made in America. There we go, guys. They're not coming all the way from Germany. We brought it to America because, I didn't tell anybody in the beginning, but I was injured in Iraq, and I'm only here because of a special forces from the US team got me back. And that was my way of saying thank you and coming here and helping my fellow wounded. I then got hit by a drunk driver 5 years later. It didn't make things fracture my neck. So that was a bigger challenge. But I'm now here and made in America for the 99%. As I said, we're starting in America. I have one or two friends in South Africa. That's where I'm originally from. But that's at the moment we're concentrating on an American market. And Stand Up and Play has grants together with Kelly Brush, who's been an awesome supporter. We've managed to help a lot of people, and that's our mission. We want to keep helping. So contact Stand Up and Play Foundation if you want to know more information.
Hey, Rob, are you gonna be a golfer? I haven't seen you out there. Rob?
Hi, I'm Rob Gibbs. I live in Bellingham, Washington. Yeah, I golfed prior to my injury. I was injured 4 years ago. I'm a C5, C6 incomplete, and I'm doing pretty good. I've actually gained a lot of function back.
Are you veteran, Rob? You veteran connected? VA connected, Rob?
I am not. I heard about. I think I read online about paragolfing. I am really interested in just doing as many adaptive activities as I can. I get out a lot and roll around in my chair. Up here, there was some adaptive sailing that I'm interested in doing some adaptive sailing. We've started. I'm involved in a United Spinal chapter of the Here and Now project up here, and some of our members have started adaptive pickleball and adaptive tennis. But I heard that down by the VA hospital in South Puget Sound, a little ways from south of me, but there's some adaptive golfing going on down there through the VA down there. And
that's the American Lake Veterans, I think,
yes.
Tacoma, Washington. Yeah, that's where I started there. That was actually my first recipient, was a young man from Vietnam, Jim Martinson. You probably know him from skiing the name. 2 times ski in the Hall of Fame, in the normal hall, as well as the adaptive Hall of Fame. And Jim Martinson, that's correct. That's what we started there about almost 17 years ago. And
looking forward to meeting him. And I have a friend named Marty Whitman that golfs down there from time to time. Hope you know Marty.
I have heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
The good thing is it's growing slowly but surely. And unfortunately, the wheelchair golfer was I call it the redhead stepchild when it comes to adaptive golf, because you'd have the amputee golfers. They've been doing that since the First World War, as rehab. Second World War was in the NCOs. And that was with the Olympics, you still, golf is only just become an Olympic sport. And, the problem why it didn't become Paralympic was because there were no wheelchair divisions. And so that's going to take some time. But, golf is a therapy. It's standing. It's another reason to stand. And we have that problem with the pressure sores. And that's what I do as far as pressure sore relief and digestive and all those other issues. And I don't think we're really on the top of that should be head fitness, just do fitness in a standing position.
You can use the card.
Yeah, fortunately, I've progressed to the. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I talking over somebody? Go ahead. What I was going to say was fortunately, I've regained some function where I walk around my house with a rolling walker. I still have most of my injuries on my right side, so I still have some strength issues with my right arm. I'm right-handed, but I was curious whether with the paragolfers, whether there are people with higher injuries that have some function like myself that can use them, or is it typically just a sport where people who have more of a para injury?
Quadriplegics. We have quadriplegic playing. We have special gloves with Velcro. And I've actually met a couple of them, and they're my best around the greens. They're the best because they don't try and they just use the pendulum. They're actually
Yeah.
better than most of us paras because they just let the weight of the club do the work for them, you know, and they're very, very good short game. I take them with. I hit the long drives and they do the short game. It's just friend, you know. It's something that is for everybody. And as I was mentioning earlier, you know, we don't just use it for golf, by the way. We use it in the fitness studio. We use it in the archery. We use it at skeet and trap shooting, fly fishing. There's a lot of reasons to stand, and I've found that that's why I had to make this new one very powerful to go down to the lake and get yourself, you know, over some obstacles that we couldn't do with the Paragolfer. That's why I didn't call it Paragolfer 2.0. We call it the Verticat, because it's not just golf. And if some people just want to use it for off-roading, they can put other types of tires on, and it can really go off-road because it's got the torque. If you think of it in a zero-turn electric mower, we've basically taken those insides and put them into this little frame of ours and made a special controller joystick instead of the big levers. And we're using commercial grade for a reason, because the last thing I want to do, and I think Steve can sing a song about it, is change motors. Whereas unfortunately the 24-volt motors of the Paragolfer were still a headache today. And even there's a new, I'd say, copy of the Paragolfer that's got exactly the same motors. So don't touch it, because that's the worst headache we've had in the last 15, 18 years. So yeah.
One of the things,
Hey, Rob.
yeah,
Rob, my name is Kirk Mickelson. I'm with David's Chair down in Southern Oregon. And to answer your, we have a Verticat and 2 Paragolfers, but to answer your question, we have multiple users of the Paragolfer and the Verticat from everything that Anthony's talking about. We've got a gentleman that plays every day, and he has Parkinson's, and what he uses the chair for is to ensure that he doesn't fall. Because a lot of people with Parkinson's, when they fall. So he uses it differently than per se other people would. But to answer your question, yeah, it gets used. First of all, we never say no. We're going to teach you how to use it, and if it can support you and do those things, that's what we're all about as an organization. But yeah, if you're walking around in your scooter and you want to get away from it a little bit and swing, and then have that support around you, it does wonders for that.
well, that's great, Kirk. How could somebody, myself or others that might be interested in the Pacific Northwest and the, in our organizations, how can we go out and try it and have some fun?
So real quick, I don't know if you guys all of you are aware of this, but in September, the National Adaptive and Amputee Golf Championships are in Cresswell, Oregon, which is Eugene, Oregon. And the Sunday before that, I think it's the 15th of September. Don't quote me on that. 15th or 16th, maybe Anthony knows for sure. They are doing a adaptive clinic at Cresswell. And we are bringing up our 2 Paragolfers and our Verticat to help support that. And so our outreach right now probably goes from Mount Shasta, California, because there's actually a Paragolfer down there, a gentleman named Dennis Dukey's, his Paragolfer is now at Shastina Golf Course for people to use at no cost. So we probably go from Redding up to Eugene is about as far as our reach is right now, with a hope of getting bigger at what we do. But if you're down in this area and you want to spend some time, all you have to do is just reach out to us at David's Chair and say, hey, I'm down. We have them at golf courses and we'll meet you there. And we've got great people that'll walk through things with you. If I get stuck, Anthony is amazing. We'll put you on video and Anthony will get you standing up and doing things. And so we work hand in hand with Stand Up and Play. We would love to really look at expansion in the Pacific Northwest from a David's Chair perspective. And I'll shut up and let Anthony talk because maybe he knows some stuff I don't.
No, you did well. You did well. As I said, Stand Up and Play Foundation, we joined partnership. I did have a quick word with Jake. Thanks for the connection there, Diane. We did basically work, and that's what we knew. We need to do little chapters around the country to make things easier, and that's when we work together. And United We Stand is literally our motto, and I think it's something that I know Kelly Brush is she's in favor of that, and all other rules. By the way, any veterans out there, the veteran, if they can prove they like the machine and love it and can play, they get one from the VA now. They can apply to the VA where they buy that for them directly through us. So that's going to take a lot of load off Stand Up and Play Foundation, although we still do the police and first responders. Up to now, obviously, I did concentrate on my brothers and sisters from the military, but and obviously police, but now we're concentrating on the children, because the veterans can actually now go and get the VA to finally, I might make a bit of money one day, because the VA are buying. Yeah, but that's something we can help you guys with in each individual organization. And as we know, Kelly does do grants, and Stand Up and Play does do grants. And then we do fundraisers as well, like you guys up in Oregon did a great job in raising money, together with Dennis Ducci in those days. He was our president. Unfortunately, he did pass away last year. And we're out there, just connect to us and see. And Diane has all our contacts. Jake, you have my contact. And anybody else in a similar situation wants to start a chapter nearby, we can talk and help them. Who's
Faith,
next?
what do you think? Faith, what do you think about golf or any other sports? What do you play? Are
Me?
you active? Faith.
Oh, Jake.
No, Faith. Do I see it wrong? There's two
Me?
women in my screen. Faith, yeah, you. With the big smile.
Yeah. I've
I
done,
think
I
you've been
would-
waiting for your chance to talk. Go ahead.
I've played a few times last year, but I've been playing actually like twice a week this year, and I have been really enjoying it. I sucks because they only have one around me in Rhode Island, so I'm stuck to the same course, but it is a lot of fun. I have been enjoying it, and I did some
Where-
skiing before.
Where you? Sorry, Faith, where you? What
Rhode
area?
Island.
Rhode Island.
Oh, you're playing a buttonhole?
Yeah.
There should be
Okay.
two there. There should be two.
I fixed those carts
There's
over
two
there. They should be fine.
There's only location, like there's
All right.
there are only one golf course.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I
We have
do
in
really-
Long Island. We have in Long Island, if you're interested. Yeah, I know we definitely are growing slowly but surely. And then I know Maine Adaptive Golf, they bought 2 Verticats, and I still have a Paragolfer that I lent that young kid. He still has it there. A great, awesome young man. I was there 2 weeks ago. Maine Adaptive also doing a great work there. And I just think it's up to, people want to try, go to your local city golf course and say, hey guys, are you guys interested in becoming inclusion golf and getting the Verticat obviously is the new way to do it. And then we help them go through the process. But yes, wheelchair golfers, please don't do it sitting down. That's another thing I've noticed. Well, they only have this solo rider. Unfortunately, if you have 0 standing function, the problem that we've noticed through the sitting function and actively swinging we're talking a higher amount of swings, not just 1 off or 2, an hour or so maybe. Your hip bones or pelvises, they work like knives, and your whole body weight's on top, and you're doing this sort of swinging motion, whether it's 1 arm or 2 arms, you're doing a seesaw effect. And we've had several bad injuries caused by that without knowing it. So please be aware when you are sitting down and hitting golf balls, limit it to the time and make sure you do enough pressure relief, because people, especially with issues that have bad, circulation, it's a one-way, after thinking you're doing good, mentally, yes, physically, yes, but bodily, you're doing yourself more harm. And we've done some studies over the last 15 years, and they've all come back to, you shouldn't do that motion. And that's what we're trying to warn people, because there are those single rider seated golf carts that are out there. And I'm not even talking about using the tilt system, good God knows, because there is a friction, and we know what friction causes. So please do your homework. And if you have any questions, please call us. We are the experts. So I've been doing this now for over 20 years.
If you're in the Boston area, I can help you. My lessons are free, and Jerry's around too. And anybody that wants to join in, just let us know. Be happy to help you.
Yeah, South Carolina, we have 9 units. Greenville, South Carolina, and Greenville, North Carolina, we have a whole bunch of units out there. At Augusta, we have a whole bunch of units at a driving range. So that we, San Play, and we also have in Vegas and San Diego and we are growing, and in the Bay Area, there are quite a few chairs that the Paragolfers that and even Verticats now. So just contact us and we'll show you where they are.
We have a few
What's David
questions
up to?
in the chat. Can these carts go on the greens? And where do you
Absolutely.
get an adaptive cart?
We are busy doing a map right now to update it. Yeah, as I say, we all volunteers and it's like, please help. As far as our computer mapping is concerned, it's taking a bit of time, but we are, and they are allowed to go on the greens. There is a certain way to drive them. There's no tight turns and donuts, please. But the new ones are even better because we've actually devised a certain system on the controller where you just twist it, and one wheel will go forward, the other wheel will go back, and it's even less smudging, as we call it,
right.
But no damage to the greens.
That is a great feature. I tried it out in Salt Lake.
Oh yeah, we have a whole bunch up there, Utah. Correct.
Yeah, I tried one there, and that twist, I twisted a little too fast one time. Well, I started spinning. They went to clubs.
Well, that's if you're doing high speed.
It's a fun cart. It's a fun cart.
Here's who
Is that Barry?
That's Barry.
Oh, they didn't recognize you. Must
Yeah,
be
well, I had
that
a rehab appointment, so at 5:30, so I couldn't jump on.
must have been the high altitude where you played.
Yeah, no. Actually, Salt Lake was right at the West Valley, and it was only
with Ben
100
Hurlin,
degrees.
right? With Ben Hurlin.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, great. That's our stand up and play chapter up there with Ben and Max Togizala.
Yeah, Max,
we have 5 units there, guys. 5 units, new ones as well.
Yeah. Max let me use one of his when I played up at Ogden Country Club.
There we go.
It was so hot up there that day. It was 99, I think. I played 13. I was getting woozy for crying out. When we're gonna get a cover for the head? I don't know how he can do that, but oh man, that's the only thing. Like today, I played 9. It was
we're working on the umbrella phase and the roof that's going to come up. But right now the umbrella will have to work in the meantime, sir. And then you can put an icy breeze cooler box on the back. You can strap it on the back and it blows cold air. I've done that before, and I just bought a normal with its own battery, the icy breeze, especially with the high humidity and heat. And that is actually another way of doing it. It cost me $400. I know it was a lot of money, but it was better than just, sweating it out.
Yeah. That's they're a lot of fun. I just love playing golf, and I've had, Steve and I have played a number of rounds together. I have them out to play in my club frequently, but not since the shoulder's been giving him a problem now.
Oh dear, getting old sucks.
Yeah, well, I'm 77, so trust me, I know that.
Guido? I'm sorry, I didn't pronounce it. Y-I-D. What's your name? The girl with the pillows.
Ida.
Hi, how you doing? You're really quiet. I'm Steve, by the way. Oh, I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm off mute. I'm just and I'm listening and I'm doing homework.
Multitasking at its finest.
Diane, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you. I'm Steve.
Oh, hey, Steve.
From the MPGA. We're here in Boston.
Yes, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, it's great to be invited. Thank you.
Can you talk?
Hi, David. Hi, David.
Can you guys talk a little bit about some hand adaptations for quads?
Yes, there is these quantum grips, or we have these helping aids. It's a large Velcro strap that goes from the flap of the grip, the hand glove, and it'll wraps around your fingers to hold the club in. That's one way of doing it. There are various helping aids coming up as we been provided over the years. I find that's the easier one than the actual grip itself, where you have the Velcro on the actual grip of the club as well as the insert in your hand. But there are various helping aids. If you do want to know for the quads, let us know. We'll help you out. I think, Steve, you've got some of those, haven't you?
Yeah. Also, if you have an occupational therapist, they would be happy to stitch in some Velcro in your golf glove, and then when you put a strip on your club handle, and you won't be separated from your club handle without help. But you're attached and you can swing away.
That's what an extra work for the caddy. That's correct.
That's a simple job. And then Ping and other companies have come out with a whole box full of adaptive equipment for golfers.
Helping pieces, yeah. Helping aids.
Yeah, very nice.
It's definitely growing, guys.
Yeah, adaptive golf is really growing. There's a lot of popularity now that the USGA has acknowledged that we exist. Everybody seems to be picking up sticks and learning how to golf. So wherever you live, give it a try. You might get addicted to it. It doesn't take much.
Well, this sounds like a lot of fun and a great way to get out and meet people and
Absolutely.
and spend some time. And I also got to say, I see a lot of people from Boston area. I got to tell you, congratulations to your Celtics.
I went to the
Got it.
party. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
There's millions of people all over the place. It was so crazy. It was fun. It was fun. Jerry, did you go?
I'm not insane. I'm not insane like you, Steve.
I did. I went.
I love it. I love a crowd.
Yeah, but there was millions of people in Boston celebrating the Celtics winning the title. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was the best. So much fun.
Well, we in the Pacific Northwest are hoping to get our Sonics back and one day maybe have a chance to play the Celtics again. So
There you go.
I love basketball as well.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I'm from Maine, but it was fun to watch.
Sports are fun to watch. If you don't play, want to volunteer, or just to watch on TV. I actually like watching the ladies golf this past weekend. Even the top golfers like Lexi Thompson didn't make the cut. Kelly didn't make the cut. And some unknowns won like $1 million, $1.5 million. Pretty cool. But ladies are really good golfers. In fact, in my club, my association, it's 40-60% of women.
Where in Nebraska do we have?
Nebraska.
I'm just asking my wife because she's up to date. I saw someone's asking about Nebraska. You there? We'll get back to you on that one.
So I put Steve's and Jerry's contact info in the chat if anyone in Boston wants to reach out to those guys.
How's David doing? David. Oh,
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Yeah, I just came straight from the gym here. And I look forward to going golfing with you guys this summer for sure. Or Jake.
Steve, let me know. I want to come.
Let's
don't
do
forget.
it.
It's so bad.
Hey, Madonna Rehab in Nebraska, by the way. Sorry.
Don't forget now at the Quincy YMCA here in Massachusetts, I have open golf every Friday from 11 to 3 p.m. and it's free. So if you're in the area and you want to just learn to golf indoors, climate controlled, we do that from November until about May. Once the weather's good, we go back outside.
That's a great indoor system there.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have a lot of fun. It's a nice social event, and people stay the whole time. They jump in, they stop, take a break, whatever, or go to the pool, and then come back. It's a lot of fun. So look us up, Quincy, Massachusetts, YMCA. winter golf.
It's a great way to work in your short game too.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
been great. It's been great.
So
We
I
also
guess I
have a
wanted,
simulator. We have a simulator too, so there's room to, bring your driver. But the short game, we use the indoor soccer field, and so there's a big screen that we drop down, and you can use a 7-iron, pitch a wedge.
That's what we need in Vegas right now. Or Top
Well,
Golf.
the driver is not a good idea. Somebody like Anthony would put a hole in the screen.
Matthew, did you have a question?
yeah.
Steve, let Matthew talk. Steve, let
I
Matthew
don't want
talk.
to interrupt. I know I've got to kind of chime in. I just wanted to introduce myself briefly, and like I had a couple questions. I guess I'm a C7 quad that has been using a Paragolfer locally. I live in the Midwest, live in Kansas City area, and I'm just trying to figure out ways to adapt it on my own. And I've used like the active hands to like that aid to for my grip enhance, like try to secure it on the golf club. And I've used like just different trunk belts, and then along with the belt that's on the system. But yeah, I just thought I would share that. And as far as like the ball retriever, I saw like that informational video on the Active Project website. He was like teeing up the ball and like teeing it up by himself, which I mean, that's one thing I can't do is like trying to tee up on my own. I guess I was interested like to so that ball retriever, you can pick up the ball and like release it too. Like
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It's a one piece. You can look it up on eBay very easily. We've got a lot of pictures, a little video, or on Instagram. You can look me up. I got a nice 60 video on how it works, and it picks up the ball effortlessly, and then you give it one little slight tap, and the ball is released from the fork, so to say. And then you have a rubber tee that I usually use. I throw it down on the ground, and I lower the ball right on top of that rubber tee, drive my ball, and then I scoop up that rubber tee with the forks from the ball retriever part. We have extendable and fixed sizes. So, if you don't want to get into the weeds and put your hands where they probably shouldn't be, or perhaps you got an alligator you don't want to get too close to, we got a nice extendable feature. So,
I see this young man at the top of my screen.
It's called the Pro Tee-It Up Ball Retriever.
Hey, Steve, let this young man, I don't know your name. You're definitely not Elizabeth. You're definitely not Elizabeth. Okay, so I got you there.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, young man.
I think Diane's
So,
Hey, Steve, let him go.
So I'm Kellen. I'm from Maine, and so I was born with a cancerous tumor on my spine, and it was neuroblastoma, and I've been paralyzed from my waist down to 11 since I was born. So then I've gotten into a lot of sports, such as like skiing. I've gone skiing with Max before a few times, and then I wanted to pick up golf a few years ago, and I thought it would be really fun. So then I came home and I asked my mom and my parents if it would be possible to see if I could get like a Paragolfer or a Verticat. And sure enough, like 3 months later, I ended up getting a Paragolfer.
Did it take that long, Kellen? Come on, we were quicker than that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. And and this year we ended up actually getting the new Verticat, and it got shipped out to my local golf course. 2 of them actually, and then one of them got shipped out to my local golf course. So now I've been playing with that for a little bit, and it's been really fun. I'm just really thankful.
How much better than the Paragolfer, Kellen?
It's a lot better, honestly. It's really fun. It's fun, and it's easier to control too. It's easier to control.
It drives straighter, it doesn't wobble. So we spent a lot of money on that drive, because being a 3-wheeler, it used to be very squirrely. And so we've still got the safety feature that the back wheel just follows, but and tries to keep you upright on certain hills, but you have to do it at certain speeds, right, Callan?
Yeah.
No fast driving in the hills. Yeah, I met Callan a couple of weeks ago, and it was awesome, awesome. We had a great clinic, and Callan, keep it up.
I'll try. All right.
You play in your team, Callan. Tell them you play in your golf team at school.
Yeah, I play on the middle school golf team for my area, and it's been really
And
fun.
you're the only one in a wheelchair, right, Callan?
Yeah, only
There we
person in
go.
a wheelchair. And
Awesome, buddy. You're
yeah,
awesome.
it's really fun.
Yeah, that's
job.
awesome, bud. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
No, I was very impressed with you, Callan. Great, great.
Thank you.
Right, who hasn't spoken yet?
I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Gavin Maloney. I'm in New York. We're part of Stand Up and Play. We have a chapter out of Albany with Mark Boucher. We got about 9 or 10 of these paramobiles. I would say one of the larger fleets.
Yep.
And, if anybody's looking to golf that's in Western Mass or anywhere in New York, it's a pretty centralized location for the Northeast. And, a lot of the guys they've been golfing their whole lives, and they have a lot of experience, and it's kind of like a family once you get involved. We take care of one another, and we're always looking to get more inclusive and to include more people. So if anybody's in the Northeast, not out towards Boston, give a hold of me, or, we can get together and play some golf.
And you have a fun tournament coming up too, don't you?
We do, August 19th. It's a Monday, and we do 18 holes of golf in a little town.
Scramble.
Yeah. And
beginners are welcome. Beginners are welcome.
Absolutely, encourage it.
Gavin, will you toss your email into the chat for everybody?
Yeah.
Where's the tournament located?
What's that?
You said beginners are welcome. Now I'm interested where the tournament's located.
It's just north of Albany in a town called Mechanicville. What's up, Mike?
Oh, awesome. How you doing, Gavin?
Good, buddy. Yeah, I'll put my email in the chat here.
Awesome.
You gonna shave that beard though?
No, never. This thing's getting longer. If I get it down to my chest, it'll be even better.
Only if he trims it down to a handsome mustache.
You could hide your golf balls. You could hide your golf balls in there.
Who's that? Who's that with the stash? Mike is out there playing golf now.
Yeah, thankfully I've had a good coach.
Where do you find those people?
Hey Steve, tell them where you're going. You're going to Scotland to play the Team Europe, aren't you?
Yes, I am, everyone.
Why don't you tell us about that? I'm super excited for you, and I'm like, it's great to know you.
Thank you, Davey. We have a lot of fun and laughs when we get together. Yes, everyone. I was injured in 1991 in a terrible car accident, and I'm a T4 paraplegic. I play one-handed golf, and I'm also blind in one eye. I've been doing this now 9 years, and I've been invited to join Team USA, the 12 people, different disabilities, be paired up with actually the world team organized by the European Golf Association, and they'll bring in their best players all around the world and compete against the USA. We were back in rotation from 2020. COVID wasn't a good friend for us. Parliament didn't authorize to play, so this is our year, and I'm very super excited about it. It's the end of October, so I got lots of time for healing and hopefully come back with a nice tournament trophy and some bragging rights. Right, Anthony?
Yep. You better work on that short game.
Bring that trophy back to Boston.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, the only
No
problem
problem.
is with the VertiCat channel, ladies and gentlemen, is we can fly with it. because of the large lithium batteries. Whereas the Paragolfer with the normal dry cell gel batteries, they can be put on a aeroplane. And I've done that for many years myself, but it is a headache, but it can be done. So I would tell them, your team, USA, to invest in getting a Verticat over there for you. But I think their budget's a little bit too small.
Yeah. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, normally they should provide at least that service if they are going to take a wheelchair. But unfortunately, those are the problems with bringing a wheelchair person along with them in the team. It's always been, that's why I said a headache, because of the problems with bringing a guy in a wheelchair with his equipment. It is a cost factor. And that's why it's easier just to get somebody with a prosthesis or even the blind, into an airplane, into a car, out of a car. They get there and they have everything there. They can jump on a golf cart that's already there. So that's why we are working on, inclusion. Where are the adapted golf carts? And that has been a mission, but I think that's why I'm starting here in America first. And we are working. I know the Golf Trust have a lot of my Paragolfers. We are in talks with them to hopefully we can then get a couple of the new ones out there.
Well, I've modified my card. I think I'll do okay. And looking forward to support from everybody. Hi, Gavin. Nice to see you.
Hey, Anthony, I had a question about the Verticat.
Sure.
Does it have suspension?
Not suspension as such. It's got the larger tires. You notice those, and we bring them down to 8 bar instead of 2 something, 20 something, and that gives you a good ride, a good smooth ride.
Thanks.
We're coming up on an hour here, so I think we should close up and be respectful of everyone's time. Anyone have any final questions, comments, remarks?
Quick one on Gavin there. The Verticat is a little quicker too. But the fine tuning that Anthony's done in the, with the knob, I think is terrific.
Thank you.
All right, good work.
Feel free to contact me if anybody has any other questions and wants to help start a chapter in the area.
So is everyone in the group here from the Northeast for the most part?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Steve,
I am.
Gary, David.
For the most part, yes, I think so. Where are you from, Mike?
I'm actually a little south of Boston.
Yeah, Boston. Mike's a Boston guy.
Oh, Vegas, San Diego. Ben Hurden, I know he was on. He's from Utah. Didn't say much. Are you still there, Ben? Probably not.
Thank you for your time, and Diane, pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for putting this together, Diane. And
Yeah,
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate. I really appreciated it.
And kudos to Kelly Brush Foundation, guys.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Max.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Guys, this will be recorded, so we can share it at a later date. But everyone have a wonderful evening.
Thanks,
You
guys.
too.
Thank you.
Have fun on the golf
Thank you,
course.
guys. Have a good one.
Good talk. Thank you.